This guy limped in, I guess. Don't really have the right kind of hand to ISO with. And if I had something like Jack 10 off, I'd probably ISO that here. And here I'm just going to fold this in the big blind. Flop a gutter here. It's pretty shitty gut shot though, so probably just going to check and give up here. Here with the 4-5 suited, we're definitely just going to go ahead and ISO this guy. Last time we ISO'd the Jack 9, he went ahead and folded, so 4-5 suited is going to be a lot better with fold equity than without fold equity. Only way to get fold equity is by taking the initiative, so might as well just go ahead and do that and hope we don't get limp re-raised. Limping along is definitely an option to keep this player in the pot, but I just, would rather have the initiative with a hand like this that's, not going to flop that many hands with good showdown value. And I'm just going to fold a 10-8 off here. And it's pretty good flop actually. It's a board that he's not going to connect with very often, and we have a backdoor flush draw and a gutter. So it's about where you have a decent amount of equity. And I'm just going to put in a c-bet here and barrel pretty much any diamond, any three, like a jack, a queen, an ace, stuff like that. He calls here, we turn a 5. Don't think our 5 is really good that often. He's folding a turn by a decent amount. I think we're going to just keep treating this as like a semi-bluff and bet the turn and try and fold them off like pocket 9s or pocket 8s. I think with a 3-barrel plan, plus the amount of equity we have to the river, it's probably better just bet than check and let 9s or 8s get to showdown. Or, let a flush draw bluff us off on the river. So, kind of turning my hand into a bluff here, even though it has a little bit of value. And I'm probably just going to bet, and I'm just going to go ahead and 3-bet for value with the aces here. And you don't have to bet huge on this river because a lot of times we think he has a 6 or like, pocket 8s, pocket 9s, and we don't think he's ever folding a queen. So, we're just going to bet about half pot and give ourselves a good price on our bluff. If he has a king, just unfortunate, but I think he's folding most of his other non-king hands. And he does go ahead and shove, so I think he just had king jack or pocket jack, so obviously unfortunate, but I like the barrel anyway. Checking behind the turn is definitely an option, and if I thought his range were stronger, like more oriented to kings, I would definitely check behind. But I just felt like that player is likely to have let's see, like a 6-7 type hand, like not a 6-5, because he probably would have raised the turn with a 6-5, but, some weak hands with some showdown value, maybe like a queen 10 of hearts or queen jack of hearts or something. And, when he shoves the river, I'm pretty sure he just has a set or two pair almost always. Never bluff raising with a missed flush draw or anything like that. Here we get 3-bet on the button. Looks like he's not 3-betting a ton, so I think it's, I'm just going to flat here in the big blind. I'm just going to check fold this flop though. We have a shitty gut shot, but that's about it. No backdoors or anything. And I'm just going to fold here. I think a 4-betting is okay here. If it was suited, I would probably go ahead and call. When he checks back here, I think he has like a 10 or a jack a lot. But, he expects me to lead the turn a lot, so I don't think he's necessarily folding those hands. So, my best play is probably just to give up here. If I had, any pair or anything, I'd probably just be leading for value. And, here, could have an ace. We could definitely have an ace. I think I'm just going to actually lead the river because I don't think he's ever going to bluff me. And it's definitely conceivable that I have something like ace-x suited or something. And, I feel like if he had ace high, he would just c-bet it because it doesn't have any showdown value on this board. All of his aces that have showdown value, he would definitely bet the flop or the turn with. Like ace jack, ace 10 would probably bet the turn. Ace queen would definitely bet the flop. Ace king is the nuts there. So don't think he has an ace very often himself. I think if he had like ace 5 of, say, clubs or something here, he would realize that he really has no equity and just go ahead and bet the flop. So I think it's a good spot to rep an ace. And hopefully this table doesn't break. I'll play heads up if I have to, I guess. But we're three-handed on, so it's okay. And if this guy limps, we're probably just going to go and ISO him. if this guy opens the button, we're probably going to flat, although 3-betting is fine, but we want to keep this guy in the pot, so really don't want to 3-bet and get him to fold something that might call. And here we're just going to go for a check raise and probably play for stacks there if we do get called. Probably just barreling almost any turn that's not, I guess, a 9. As we'd barrel a 9 of diamonds, but I think it's just pretty standard check raise. I think check calling's okay here, and I'd probably flat this a lot of the time in position, but out of position, I think just pushing our equity is probably the best play. And here I'm just going to go ahead and raise the ace-9 suited from the small blind. We could definitely have 9s or 6s or 3s or like a ton of draws here. So don't think he's going to call us very light. Turn is not a great card, not a horrible card. I think I'm actually going to go for a check raise on the turn again. I really don't want to bet and get shoved on. So, I want to be the one putting in the last bet here. And, the turn could either play out two ways for me. Either I could, have him check behind and get a free card, or I could check and, have him bet fold like pocket 7s, or, it wouldn't be horrible for me if he bet called pocket 7s. I would have a lot of equity, and he'd probably be making a mistake against my range. But, you might have a float here like king queen or something that, I could get a little value from. And here, I don't have a lot left, but I'm just going to put in the check raise and hope to fold him off of, something. Put it in pretty quick to look like, we planned it all along. So maybe he might find a fold like 6-5 here, or, pocket 7s or pocket 8s or something, or 10-9, who knows. Any of those hands, if he's thinking this long, we have a ton of equity against. But it's just a big thing with draws. You want to be putting the last bet in. And it's also good for our range to check raise that turn there after check raise on the flop, because a lot of the times, say we have like king queen of clubs here, we might like check raise, just because it's good boards, wrap a diamond maybe in the turn, or just fold them off like ace high or a small pair on the flop that he c-bets with. So we might check raise those hands and be giving up a line on the turn. So it's good to have hands like this that can also check raise the turn, and prevent us from just getting floated. And we open here with like jack 4 off, we get let into. I just think it's a bad spot to raise with no equity. And the stable's filling up again, so that's pretty good, I guess, for us. And just going to go ahead and open that on the button. Suited hands are always good hands, and this is interesting. This guy's 3-betting the button, looks like a pretty tight player, so I would assume that he has a pretty strong hand, but you never know. And just folding here. We're just going to go ahead and put in a c-bet here and probably barrel any time. And if he does lead, we're probably going to go ahead and raise it and barrel a lot of turns. It's a spot where he's probably going to lead a lot of 5s or maybe pocket 4s or ace high or something like that. And, I'm probably not going to get check raised that often on this board. And here we're just going to go ahead and open in the small blind. And we're probably going to bet, any 10, any 9 or king for value, any diamond, any ace. Actually, an ace might not be a great card to bet because, a lot of his peeling range is going to be ace high. So, there's certain spots where it's not always correct to just barrel the ace because it's, the ace and it's scary and this and that. A lot of times they're going to have it in those kind of spots. If there's not many pairs you could think that they're peeling you with on such a, board, it's not a dry board, but it's not like a wet board. But, if you can't think of a lot of pairs they're peeling you with in these spots, they're probably peeling you with ace high. Because, you figure they would check raise a decent amount of their draws, like, 7-8 of clubs type hands, and not check call with them. So, an ace becomes like a not so great card.